Some of the warning signs for if your tree is infested would be blonding on the log. He told me that when a pipe freezes, it can burst, as you see right here. We're taking a look to see what streets may be dangerous, what might not. Here, let me show you right now. We're out in one of the neighborhoods. This is Northampton. Now, you see there's some snow on the ground. We've actually kind of slid around a little bit. Tigers fans are preparing to pack the seats to cheer on the black and gold. Now, I talked to one of the managers of the Sports Zone earlier today who said having a watch party was a no-brainer. One of the skills that participants of the program learn is to do interviews. They do this by doing practice interviews with practice interviewers. As we pulled up, there was an ambulance leaving. We believe that the man who was driving the truck was in the ambulance. These probably look pretty familiar if you've ever bought any Girl Scout cookies. So if you take a look inside, pull out some cookies. I think you know where I'm going with this. I like Thin Mints. But this isn't just a story about cookies. It's about giving those serving overseas a little taste of home.
We support the Troops to Cheers program as a way to say thank you to the men and women serving overseas.
You know the saying that, baseball and apple pie is American? I think the third thing on the list would be Girl Scout cookies.
Thin Mint, shortbread cookies, and caramel delights, they buy them all.
It actually makes the people in the military feel at home.
Cherry Hill Dental buys 2 cases of Girl Scout cookies from each troop who shows up at their door. Cherry Hill Dental says that they've had about 26 Girl Scout troops come to visit them in the past week and a half alone. They buy 2 cases of Girl Scout cookies with each troop. So with 12 boxes of cookies in each case, that's a lot. About 624 boxes, if you do the math.
You open that box up and there's those Thin Mints, or those, it's just, I don't know, it's like coming back home.
All to send to troops overseas.
There was no value you could place on a box of cookies.
Cherry Hill Dental says they plan to continue to buy cookies through April 1st. In the studio, Olivia Gurling, KOMU 8 News.
He was always a little different. He marched to his own drum.
A soldier.
He was always a defender of those that were downtrodden. People that were being picked on.
A mother's hero who might now be shared with the community. Representative Vicky Hartzler introduced a bill that would rename the Columbia Post Office on Walnut Street in Sterling Wyatt's honor. Tim Rich, a family friend who also works with veterans, wrote a letter in support of this idea, not just for Sterling Wyatt, but for all soldiers, because they're
willing to make the ultimate sacrifice for all of us. And that's a huge commitment.
And remembered one of their Eagle Scouts that made the ultimate sacrifice.
Recently, Sherry Wyatt gave a speech about patriotism inspired by her son at a Veterans Day celebration at Boone Hospital.
You see your child's coffin come in on those big transport airplane, and his body's in this silver metal box covered with a flag. Then you realize patriotism takes on a whole new meaning.
She says she doesn't just want recognition for her son, but for the other local soldiers who gave their lives.
I hope when people see, a soldier's name above that post office, they may not remember that it's Sterling Wyatt, but they'll remember that it was a soldier.